We're back. The Eric and Tony Show, episode 65 with comedian Ben Gonzalez.
Comedian,
Three
father,
times on here?
ex-roommate.
Yeah, this is my third time on here. That's right.
Yeah,
Damn.
dude.
The second time in this room.
Three-peat here.
Am I?
First
I'm like
three-peat,
the
dude.
guys that hosted SNL 5 times. They get a jacket.
Yeah, you moved your
Eric
way
and
up to-
Tony jacket.
You get a Coke.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah. Nice.
You got a Coke. There
They're
it
not
is.
lying.
Coke
People
Zero.
really do win on the Eric and Tony show.
And so do you for listening and watching.
Not a sponsor yet.
Have you guys
Wait.
ever done a giveaway on this show?
Today, dude. Boom. Hello. There you go.
I'm saying to the listeners, have we ever like offered up an Amazon gift card?
No, my mom won't play it. Yeah, she's our main listener. So my mom and my dad, it's not about
Well,
that.
if you're
life.
nicer to them, maybe they would.
Yeah. Well, so we got 2025 coming up pretty quick in a few days.
We sure do, you guys. If
Yeah.
you're watching the calendar here in the corner, today's December 29th.
That's
That's our record date.
We sure
Are we
do,
live?
guys.
Are we live right now, you guys? We're streaming.
Yeah, dude.
She had mentioned a year in review. That's a good, what like.
Yeah.
We got a lot of stuff to
Look,
do.
we're peeling back the fourth wall
Yeah,
on
yeah,
the
yeah,
production
yeah. Come on,
process.
come on.
For
We gotta
the Eric and
naturally
Tony
lead
show.
into that.
Hey,
like-
Ben, when you walked up here, you suggested a topic for the
Hey, just
show.
before we started, we were like, we should talk about a year in
about.
review. I was like, yeah, that sounds like a good idea. There's so much shit though this year.
There's
Like,
a lot of
fuck,
shit.
what
There's
do
a lot
you
of shit
review?
this last month. I don't have really talked to you about the Luigi Mangione thing. I think there's a lot of.
Oh, it's the craziest shit.
It is.
Yeah,
'Cause there's a
especially
lot-
now that the trial started, and it's like what why am I saying suspect has been more fucked going into his trial
Yeah.
than this dude. You know
Yeah.
what I'm saying? Like the jury pool could not be, I won't say the jury pool could not be more tainted. They've never tried to taint the jury pool harder.
Oh, and
Ever.
even to the judge, who's
You know what I
like, husband's like a fucking
Yeah, Pfizer
CEO.
executive.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Just like
She's got all, the
definitely
judge has all
personal
this
bias for
healthcare
sure.
stock,
Yeah.
dude. Yeah.
I also do find some of the conspiracy theories funny with him and the eyebrow shots and some of the pictures where it's just like there's like a big gap between eyebrows and he's got like a fucking unibrow and shit. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
I
Oh, and how it's always a different jacket.
exactly.
Yeah.
It seems some Patsy type shit, some Oswald stuff. And it's also like the guy who's basically running around leaving Monopoly clues all over Central Park was like, and then also when the cops get his backpack, he's like, I did this. There's no reason to look at any, like his confession manifesto, it seems fucking suspect as fuck.
Yes.
And then when he's like actually gets a chance to speak when the news camera's there, it's like, this is a fucking, like, it's a travesty. Like that doesn't seem the same, keeping that same energy as the guy that like, I did this. I'm proud that I did this.
I know.
So-
And he's pleading straight not guilty.
Yeah,
And they're saying
for
like
sure.
that they've got no evidence.
I mean,
Yeah.
I think there's a lot of white privilege power going on too. If that was a black guy that did the same shit, that fucker would be in
What
the
does that have to do with
electric
anything
chair
though?
already.
That has nothing to do
That's
with.
yeah, but that's just like how it's being perceived. Like everyone's like, he's so hot and
I'm
like
not saying that
like
at all.
this
I
shit.
didn't say none of those.
I know, but I'm saying like there's a whole aspect of that trial that is taking place because of the fact he's
I think
a
it's
white
easy to
kid
get caught
and
up
he's
on
like an
those
Ivy
things.
League school. So everyone's like, oh, give him the benefit of the doubt. Who knows? And,
It's not the
and
benefit
it
of
is
the
a
doubt.
good thing you did that. Like that guy was a bad guy that he
It's not-
killed and all
but
that
here's
stuff.
the
So I'm
thing,
saying
though.
if it was a different race, it
Okay.
would be looked at
Two things can be
completely
true at
different.
the same time. He could have a vendetta towards CEOs in the healthcare industry. I think most people do. Most people do not like that. That's why he's got such a fucking like the power of the people behind him. Because everyone's like, yeah, fuck those people. Especially that company that had a 32% like dismissal rate or whatever, like rejection rate for claims. They're an easy target, but it's one of those things where like it's very easy to have like that kid be the fucking Patsy, be the Oswald, where it's just like. They could be somebody else. He already like they stirred him up and then they just kind of let him loose and then he fucking gets like cat holding the bag and shit.
Yeah,
he also could have very well done this shit, but either way, it's just kind of this thing where they're making it seem like it's an open and shut case and it's just like, yeah, but is it though? And then sometimes when things are too fucking easy like that, that makes me question things.
All I'm saying, if it was a black guy, it would be different.
He
Like
would've
it
been
would
shot.
be completely
Yeah.
perceived differently.
Wow.
There would be no fucking like, oh, he's an Ivy League guy. He's a white. Oh, he's so cute and all this bullshit. Like none of that would happen. It would just be like,
You are the first guy I've heard with that take. Dead ass, dude.
That-
and this
that-
is like wall to wall coverage. And let me commend you guys on. We're like 2.5 minutes in, and we're in the shit already, bro. This is a hot political roundtable going on. You know what I mean? And Eric dove in with the. That's a wild take, man. Because ordinarily, I see where that would apply, but I don't feel like that's like happened here. I think more people are on his side because of who he shot.
Yeah.
And his
What do you think?
his
Do you
reasoning
think the
for
same
it.
amount of people would be on his side if it was a person of color?
I don't see why that would matter, but
if it was
Yeah,
like,
I don't think
like how someone else
I think because
looked.
of the circumstance of this here, it doesn't have to do with that. I feel like it just has to do with the class warfare thing. You know what I mean? And people's grudge against the healthcare industry because everybody's been fucked over by it. You know what I mean? It's a dumb system.
Yeah.
You know, and trust me, as somebody whose job it is to get uninsured people emergency surgery and help them get coverage, yeah, the system is as dumb as
I agree.
Dude.
I totally
You know
agree.
what I
The
mean?
system is totally fucked, but I don't think it would have as much publicity if it wasn't this kid that did it specifically, coming from an Ivy
But-
League school, being someone that
Absolutely.
people
It's-
find
but
attractive,
you're-
and that
but
he's a
you're
white
just-
guy.
yeah.
It's like all
That
like,
all
they're-
adds
they're-
to it.
They're like, ooh, this is perfect. Like let's like
And that-
spit this
but
shit
you-
out. If
you
it was a
nailed
black guy,
that
they'd be
there,
like,
dude.
it'd be like a little tag in like in the newspaper, like, oh yeah, and by the way, some like CEO got shot. And maybe like no one would give a shit about it. But like, there's all this hype about it.
I don't think that
No,
that would
dude,
be
it's-
it. But
yeah,
I think
it's-
that you're right about how much everything is perfect for it to be the sensation that it is. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Because we're already 2024. This is after the election. We're the most cranked fucking conspiracy brain country there is ever, dude. You know what I mean? Like everybody's fucking pilled after the election one way or another.
Yeah, for
Everyone's
sure.
wheels are always going. And then this has like all the elements baked into it to be like perfect for fucking conspiracy brain. You know what I mean? For everybody to jump in on.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But yeah, I think too, like, yeah, a lot of people do like that. They think that the guy's hot or whatever.
Yeah.
But I
it's
don't
like
think that
something
that's
been-
necessarily like a white privilege thing in and of itself. Because there was, remember the hot mugshot guy that was like a black dude?
Yeah.
And then he became a model out of jail and
Yeah.
shit. And everybody all like went nuts over him.
Yeah.
And nobody even knows what his fucking crime was.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? This dude had more of like what's considered a righteous crime. You know what I'm saying? I have to say what's considered a righteous crime because I'm gonna be fucking labeled a terrorist if I support him and shit. You know what I mean? It's fucking dumb as fuck.
Yeah, it's definitely a shitty thing for both of those people involved. You know, it's sad that happened. But there is like problems that unfortunately I feel like this is putting a spotlight on a problem that we've had in our country for a very, very long time. And
100%.
unfortunately, this was like the weird thing and had all the right pieces and all the things to make it actually become like a topic point. You know,
And it's
to
also become
discuss.
an issue of like people's morality and like calling out your morality. Oh, you're cheering on a murderer. How can you cheer on a murderer? How can you celebrate someone's death? And it's like, honestly, man, in cases like this kind of is when you celebrate someone's death. You know what I'm saying? Because all the people that got fucked over by this company, they don't get anything ever.
Right.
Their people are dead. They're they're bankrupt. You know, they lost their houses and everything.
Intimate.
They're
It's
fucked.
it's
Literally,
like-
all they have is, oh, the guy got shot. Good.
Yeah.
Fuck them. You know what I mean? That's literally all they can get. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? So it's like, okay, there's an exception. Sometimes you do celebrate somebody's death. And hey, you know, it sucks that was the situation, but yo, your company did all that shit.
Right.
Maybe it wasn't specifically you, but you also didn't specifically change anything or stop anything.
Right.
You know
You're
what I mean?
part of the problem, and you know, unless you're part of the solution to fix it, you're complicit with what that thing is. So
Yeah.
and it's like a fucked up system. So I mean, like you hear about how many people like came on social media and stuff talking about, I had like cancer and I couldn't afford my cancer medication. I got kicked off, and then my wife fucking died like 4 weeks later, and like they said they just wouldn't cover it, and like there's like hundreds and hundreds
And then
of
they still
stories
send
like
you a
that.
bunch of bills after the fact.
Yeah.
Dude,
So and they don't, and because it's not like going up to that cancer patient and like shooting them. It's basically the same thing. It's just on paper, and they're just like, well, this isn't this isn't financially profitable for us, so X that number, and it's just zeros and ones for them. Where in real life it really affects these
they're
people.
trying to get a return for their shareholders.
Right.
But then
Exactly.
when their shareholders are happy that they're getting such a big return, they're also celebrating deaths.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? Because that shouldn't really be how your success is measured as a healthcare provider.
It should be the opposite.
Sure. Yeah. It should be how many
Nobody
people did we
died.
save? Yeah, exactly. How many people did we save?
Yeah.
Because that's all you're supposed to do. Like your product is supposed to work.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And then there's the other flip side of that where like part of why healthcare is fucked up is because people just aren't healthy to begin with. That's
another
just how our
point.
country is, how our culture is.
Right.
We send people to the hospital
Right.
because,
We feed 'em
nobody
poison.
tries to be
Yeah.
fucking, healthy to begin with.
Yeah, everyone wants to do the quick fix, or like, I'll just get a surgery for this, or I'll just do this other thing instead of like just actually doing something that they can actually control and take responsibility for.
Yeah, and
it's much easier.
Not even like talking about like smoking, drinking, eating bad, like just people are out doing dumb shit all the time, dude. Even just getting in fights, like that shit's costly to like have a surgery. Calling doctors to do it. It takes hours.
Yeah.
All the follow up. They've got to schedule you for, further appointments to check your wounds, check your cast, check your hardware.
Yeah.
All that shit can get affected. It's just the price tag goes on and on.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? And it's for shit where like, did you really have to do that? Did you really need to fuck yourself up like that? You know what I mean? But nobody really thinks about that. You know what I mean? So there's a whole combination of shit that makes the situation fucked. But the easiest thing to point out is corporate greed.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And obviously that shouldn't exist. And the whole response to this, like from the media, is to try to like push the attention away from that.
Right. That's very true. I mean? Like, it's still not being talked about what the topic is at hand, which is like
why he did it.
The healthcare system is totally fucked.
Mm-hmm.
And like everyone's like, oh, again, like he's from Princeton. He's this white guy. He's, we used to be a fucking, on the road team or some bullshit. It's like, that's besides the point. The point is like the healthcare system and how do we fix it? How do we prevent like not only this from happening again, but like other people from losing their healthcare that depend on it, need it to actually survive.
Yeah, exactly. And then that's the other thing we're at like the precipice of with the new administration coming in is people losing their healthcare and the situation getting much worse.
Yeah, right.
Because all they're talking about too is like, replacing Obamacare or whatever, deregulating everything. But it's like regulations are usually there because people got fucked over already. You know what I mean? Like they don't just like usually pull regulations out of their ass for nothing. It's usually to save somebody from being harmed. You know what I mean? So if they want to pull back all the guardrails, then everybody's just going to be fucked again and be denied even more.
I loved how a lot of people that voted for that were like, yeah, fuck Obamacare. And then they're like, yeah, but they're not going to take away the Affordable Care Act.
Oh, yeah.
And they're like, wait, that's the same thing?
Mm-hmm.
They're like, yeah, you fucking idiot. Like you're gonna die now.
Yeah,
like, you literally voted to like stop your insulin, stop your fucking like cancer treatment. Like you're just like kicked yourself off of the only thing that was keeping you alive or someone that you may know or love alive. And like they did it like just willingly.
It's already starting to phase in too, because they voted out the funding for the 9/11 healthcare foundation. For the 9/11 responders.
Oh yeah, all the firefighters and shit. They're like, "What the fuck? I thought you were gonna." Oh shit, we got screwed.
Yeah, dude.
This is the year I'm just gonna sit back and just watch. Like I just really like I kind of said all I could say and like try to reach out to as many people as I could to try to give them the correct information. Apart from this podcast and little hour that we have to kind of shoot the shit about it, but I reach out to so many people that I like really care about and be like, your vote is going to really matter this time, and it's really going to affect your finances, going to affect your healthcare. It's going to affect so many things that it personally will be affected by, and now it's just sit back and watch. Like I just have to sit and hopefully none of it happens. Hopefully none of the things that I'm scared about or that I was worried about will happen. I hope none of it happens. And I hope the president-elect Trump does a fucking phenomenal job and makes everything awesome. And all of a sudden, somehow he pulls a fucking rabbit out of his hat, and it's like the best thing ever. Like,
you heard it here, folks. Eric is for Trump.
There you go. I do. I hope.
I know, man. No, he's rooting for America. You guys.
Yeah. Well, I want everything to go good, but at the same time, it's like there's a big like, well, I told you so, and now it's like
that's not the way to really go about things. You don't want to be the "I told you so" guy. It's just like
that happened a lot though with everybody, and I knew everybody had people that were like that. Were like if they were Democrats, they were like, "Oh, I can't believe you did this shit. What the fuck?"
It's always the way it goes though. It's always been that since I've been voting in 2000. So I was like, "You voted for this," just like. And this is one of the most like polarizing elections where it's just like there's just that kind of all right, now see what you did just type thing. It's just like, is that the way to go into something? Like we should have a little more optimism. Like I didn't vote for the guy, but fuck, maybe fucking maybe Donald Trump's dumbass knows what to do. I don't know. But like at this point, nothing is that we're doing is working. You know what I mean? Like nothing that we do, none of the administrations that I've seen come through have really done anything for the people. It's a lot of like, I'll give you this, but I'm gonna take a bunch of shit on the back end. And it's just this constant fucking thing. We're just like, all right, fuck it. Just fucking maybe destroy the whole shit. I don't know. But
that's 2 votes for Trump.
But I'll tell you something.
Count at home, you guys.
By the end of this podcast, that'll be on the same board too.
We're making America great again.
Interesting fucking interesting distraction through all this shit though.
I'm gonna have you guys canceled by then.
Is the Diddy shit, man. That's another whole fucking intriguing fucking like other weird shit where it's just like, I don't know. Do you think we're gonna get some fucking Epstein light from fucking Trump in office? You think we're gonna get some fucking light?
No, because he's part of the Epstein thing. He's like been on the plane the most.
Before the election,
he released the fucking list. That was like part
of
the
He said he's going to release it after he crosses his name off of all that shit, dude.
He also said that Mexico was going to build a wall and like a bunch of other lies that he tells people. He told people like those firemen, for example.
You mean to tell me that he's not an honest man?
Yeah, like I mean,
right before
he's gonna
the election,
bury that shit so fucking deep they're never going to fucking hear about it again.
Released all these tapes of his interviews with Epstein, where Epstein's breaking down on him and Trump are like best friends.
Oh,
dude,
yeah.
And banged their friends' wives and all this shit, dude. Yeah, man. So he ain't releasing.
He's not. He's
nothing,
like he's
bro.
just all fucking bullshit.
He's releasing that when he releases his taxes. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like,
speaking of presidents, you know, fucking cool ass president. I feel Jimmy Carter passed away today.
Yeah,
he
really?
did.
Oh man,
Let's just say on his tombstone.
Yeah.
Cool ass president.
Cool ass president. In my opinion.
Political Eric is my favorite Eric, dude. My favorite Eric.
Cool ass president, in my opinion. He put solar panels on the fucking White
man,
House.
He did, man.
He was like, hey, let's get this shit going. And then everyone was like, fuck you, you're not making money.
He was like a nuclear engineer for the Navy, and he like averted a meltdown in Canada, dude.
Yeah.
Like they sent him down like Chernobyl in a suit, and he fucking fixed the reactor and shit, dude.
Yeah, he
like,
used the shit.
I gotta plug this in right here.
Bro, he was crazy.
Building like houses for homeless people like up until this past year. Like fucking
dude.
like, you know, like
he
till
just
the
got
day
screwed
he died.
over by Reagan, dude, and by, you know, the fucking
Yeah.
GOP, dude. He got fucking set up
Yeah.
to look like a bitch, and, you know, like inflation was like crazy when he took over.
Yeah.
They had to set like interest rates were like 25%.
Yeah.
Like to get a car,
Yeah.
20%. To get a house, 20%.
Oh,
dude.
yeah.
You know what I mean? Like
I remember my parents telling me that when they got their
fucking
first
crazy,
house,
bro.
they were like, their interest rates and shit were nuts. They were like,
Yeah.
oh, you guys are like whining about fucking 7%.
and then like what was it?
6%.
What was the price of the house? Fucking
25
$60,000
grand.
bucks.
25 grand.
Exactly, dude. Like shut up.
Yeah.
Yeah, dude.
Take 25% on a $60,000 house any day.
Right?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, bring back the Jimmy Carter times
real.
right now, dude. They're complaining about gas, you know? Like, come on.
Yeah.
Come on, man.
Damn, man, that sucks.
Yeah. R.I.P.
Wait, did you just find out right now Jimmy
Yeah.
Carter died? That's how you found out from Eric?
I heard it here first, folks.
Wow, dude.
That's the kind of podcast we have. Very informative.
Breaking news.
of a president
news.
dying earlier today. The news has just broken to Tony, you guys.
Yeah, I was raising a kid.
Moment of
took it-
silence.
Yeah.
Wow. Right after he endorsed Trump. Wow.
He is
Take it
turning
back.
in his grave
Wow.
at this moment.
Right? What is happening?
He's still alive.
Slowly,
Might still have a little juice left
more.
in him.
But yeah, so going back to Diddy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Going back to Diddy.
I know, right? Let's make some more smooth transitions here, dude.
Yeah.
Topic to topic, guys.
Carter
It's a
to
year in review.
Diddy.
Yeah, so that's been like an ongoing thing. Like everyone's like known for a long time that he's fucked up. And so now everybody's coming out with their stories about it and shit. And it's crazy. Like that's like how he ran like his businesses basically was like, if you're an aspiring rapper, you know, Bad Boy's gonna hang out with you, you're gonna hang out with Diddy, we're gonna, you know,
He wasn't
maybe
D-Day,
get a record
Bad
deal.
Boy.
Yeah. You know, they spike your drink, you're all fucked up.
Yeah.
They take a video of you like sucking their dicks or whatever, and then they sign you to like you know, $1 contract. And you're like, I'll sign this. And then they show you the video of you sucking all their dicks.
But I feel like that's like a common
crazy.
thing in like entertainment of like, or like in politics, maybe even like blackmailing like somebody. They say like Putin has video of like Trump pissing on some chick, and like he's like, that's what is holding him over his head. That's why he kisses his ass all the time.
That's all Jeffrey Epstein was, dude.
Right.
Was just getting juice on people, man.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Like he was like the epitome of that. You know?
Yeah, exactly, man. So that's pretty much like how they operate.
Yeah,
you know?
running
and
the
it wasn't
racket.
even, and people I guess got, you know, hip to like, you know, getting their drinks spike, and they were watching their drinks, and so the GHB or whatever was in all the baby oil and all the lube.
Huh.
Oh,
That's why they were confiscating all the lube.
So
baby oil. Remember, like they said,
Yeah.
we recovered 1,000 bottles of baby oil or something, 1,000 cases.
So they put like drugs in the baby
like
oil.
when do they ever like arrest somebody and tell you how much baby oil they recovered?
Yeah.
Like why would they count it? You know what I mean?
Well,
There was a guy at the FBI counting the baby oil.
Be
You know what I mean? Somebody came in and asked him and said, "Hey, fuck, I gotta start over."
One,
Dude.
2, 3.
Yeah, there was like supposedly they're trying to arrest his barber for like drugging people at the barber shop and then bringing them over to Diddy's house like fucking drugged up and shit.
Crazy, bro.
Crazy.
Super crazy, dude.
It's wild, dude. And it's the thing too, because like guys aren't always like on point like that, like the way like girls are. You know, girls are always watching.
Of course,
you know, because they got it. You know,
Yeah.
and like dudes don't always think that, but you do have to, man. There's
Yeah.
ditties out there.
There's ditties out there.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah,
One
that's-
less Diddy out there now.
So
But
it's
It's
like
funny
he-
too, because when I'm talking about it with my kids, because they'll bring it up or something if there's a story or something, right? And I'll say Puffy, and they'll be like, "Why do you call him Puffy?"
Oh,
Like,
really?
oh, because
Yeah.
his name was Puffy before,
Yeah.
man. I had to explain.
I was
He
gonna
goes-
say,
he
it's
was
like-
Puffy. He was Puff. He was Puff Daddy, and then he was P Diddy, and then he was Diddy.
the
Is
funny,
he even like relevant to like this generation? Like,
I
do
guess,
they,
dude.
do they like
I
even
don't
know?
know.
Like, because I
Well,
would
he
think
became
Probably
like,
from
love
like
at some
me.
point,
like
yeah.
when's the
I don't know.
last time he was like on, you know, like a video and doing his thing,
too
you know,
long ago.
whatever.
It was
But
Like,
kids
definitely-
still like Biggie. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? So I guess they
Really?
still know.
I guess
they
so.
know like bad boy stuff from
'cause
that.
it's like that's like classic or old school like rap or something.
yeah, but like he had something like out recently. He put an album out in the
Oldies.
last like 2-3 years. I think after the Cassie incident, and then he put some shit out. But dude, that's the crazy thing, man. Is like him and fucking Jay-Z, dude. So the Jay-Z
Yeah.
thing has got me even more intrigued because like
Yeah, they're saying he's an informant
Jay-Z is.
against him. Yeah, and that's why Jay-Z hasn't been charged or anything.
Yeah. Well, that fucking Busby dude's going after him and shit for that.
Yeah.
And they're tied together. And that shit's funny as fuck because I was talking to a mutual friend of ours about like about that, and she's all, no, like he's innocent in the way like she was trying to say that fucking like Jay-Z shut his ass down like in his like fucking, you know, because they're going back and forth on Instagram posts or whatever. It's just like, no, he's playing it exactly how you would. Like you're gonna deny allegations. They're gonna fucking like, you know, question his shit with like, you know, the you know, bringing that up around his kid and shit. Like that's exactly to the letter what you want to do as far as if you're not admitting guilt. He's not gonna be like, oh, you got me. Like, you know, I was out banging fucking underage chicks with fucking Diddy and shit. But I don't know.
But it all looks bad, man. Like the story of how he signed Rihanna.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That she's like 15 and like they sent her alone from Barbados, you know, to like a hotel room with him, like at 3 a.m.
Yeah.
He was like threatening her, like she won't be able to leave or some shit.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Throw
Or
her
won't
out
be
the
able to
window,
leave the
doesn't
country
sound-
or
yeah.
something. Yeah, dude, whatever it was, dude. You know what I mean? And that he was dating Beyonce when she was 16.
Yeah.
Yeah, and he was like, you know, boys with R. Kelly. Remember he had the album and the tour with R. Kelly?
Mm.
Yeah,
That was
dude.
like after R. Kelly was already like busted with, you know, Aaliyah and whoever
Yeah.
else. Yeah. And then that was the other crazy thing with like the Diddy stories, man, that like they made them look back at Aaliyah's death.
For sure.
Yeah, dude.
Yeah,
Like,
man.
He just set people up to get killed.
Well,
dude.
that fucking like that plane was
Crazy.
like supposed to not leave. Like there's a whole bunch of shit about her not wanting to leave on that flight.
She didn't want to fly.
Then the actual like
The plane was overloaded.
Yeah.
The pilot
fucking-
was drunk.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she was drugged and dragged onto the plane.
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
Like the A team, dude.
Yeah.
like
Yeah,
the
fucking
18.
BA, dude. Yeah. Yeah.
That's
And
how she died, man. It's
Yeah.
fucking crazy, dude.
Yeah.
And then everybody else died from pneumonia. You know what I mean? Puff's let's see, or sorry, Diddy.
Yeah,
Sorry,
baby
kids.
mama, yeah.
Diddy's
kids.
kid's mom died of pneumonia. Just caught pneumonia and died in 3 days.
Hmm.
Brittany Murphy
Yeah. That
Mysteriously
pneumonia.
died of pneumonia.
Jay-Z's alleged baby mama, the fucking
Yeah, died of pneumonia.
Is that
And
like
all at
a
the same
side
hospital.
effect of like
No,
that
it's
drug or
fucking
whatever?
Diddy had a fucking
a pneumonia problem?
no, he had his medical examiner on his payroll that was basically like, oh, bullet shot
Yeah,
to
'cause
the
they all
head,
died at the same
pneumonia.
hospital,
like
dude.
fucking
Oh,
yeah.
really?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
man.
crazy.
There's another even crazier conspiracy theory that I heard about this whole situation, and it's about like the Becky with the good hair thing, right?
Mhm.
She was
Oh yeah, that Beyonce is what was it? Kanye was saving Taylor Swift from Beyonce.
I don't know.
Okay,
I
sorry,
don't know.
man.
Interesting.
I
No,
jumped
no,
on
well,
your
no.
thing there.
We'll go down that one in a
Yeah,
second.
yeah.
But the one that I heard was basically when their first kid was born, Blue Ivy or whatever, right?
Yeah.
Beyonce was the same amount of months along as this makeup artist, right? Who dies, right? Before she has the kid, right?
Yeah.
And then lo and behold, when Beyonce gives birth at the hospital in New York, everybody's evacuated off they paid like $1.5 million to have the floor to themselves during that delivery and shit. And they're like, did she have that kid or carry it? Or they just take out the dead woman's body and be like, here's your baby, Beyonce.
Yeah.
Because they have like video of her like with like a fake baby hump and shit. And I was like, I'm not an internet sleuth and I don't have time to go through this kind of shit, but like, I'll bite. That seems fucking probable. Why not? You know what I mean?
Yeah. See, I like that you dropped that tidbit though about how they pay to like empty out the hospital.
Yeah. There's people that fucking they have interviews. They've been like, yeah, we couldn't go see our baby in the newborn ward because we weren't allowed to. So there's hundreds of people that had babies that same week that couldn't see their kid because this celebrity couple had the whole floor bought out and shit.
Yeah.
How is that even legal?
It's not legal.
And money talks, bro.
Yeah, dude.
We're in America, dude. Yeah.
Did you ever think of like other countries that like you could like live and be like happier and have healthcare and like your money would go further, like arbitrage, or like to like Thailand or to fucking New Zealand or some shit, like there's places like that, like where like I've been going on these like rabbit holes of like, all right, how do you get out of the rat race as fast as possible? Like when's as soon as I can retire, right?
Right.
And then how much money do I need in order to retire to where my cost of living is taken care of by the amount of investments that I have, right?
Right.
So
You're gonna go
like,
be an ex-Yank somewhere and live in a foreign country?
No, like you could go to like, there's certain countries where like, depending on what country you move to, you have to have proof of like income or like your finances. Like I think Mexico, it's like you have to show like you have like $6,000 in the bank account.
Right.
And then you can have like dual citizenship. You can apply for dual citizenship. Some countries like Thailand or Philippines, I think it's like $1,000 or something.
Portugal's supposed to be easy like that too.
Yeah, then there's some where you have to have like a net worth of like over 100,000, so it's like harder to get. But that basically allows you to get dual citizenship and then have all the healthcare and all the stuff that they offer in their country. So you basically like, all right, here's my little like slip, shows that I can now get free healthcare over here. So I'm like thinking like, okay, the earlier I could figure out to retire, there's a time where you're not going to have health insurance because you're going to quit your job, right? So say like 55, say I retire at 55 years old. There's till 65, I think is when you can get Medicaid or something like that. I think there's like a 10-year gap, right? So there's like a 10-year gap where you have to have like basic medical coverage. So if you go to one of these places or have a dual citizenship, you can kind of like just go there for 6 months. If you have like shit going wrong, hopefully you fix it and then like fly back here, live here, and then kind of keep doing the same thing. But then your money over there will stretch like tenfold. Yeah. So like if you had, like say $500,000 here, that would be like having like $3 million over there. Right. And like the prices of everything. So you could like stretch out like, that gap and like cover the difference and all that stuff. Why don't people do that? Like I've like been researching this and it sounds like fucking, but not a lot. Like how many people do you know that do that? They're like, hey, where'd they go? Oh, they
live
fucking
abroad or move?
They moved away or they like do that. Like, but
most of them were white guys.
Yeah. But even moving to Mexico is they have great healthcare down there. Contrary to popular belief, they have like a lot of Canadians go there and a lot of Americans go there for a lot of medical procedures that are like crazy expensive in the States. That's like down there it's $1,000 and in the States it's like 40 grand. So
there's people who live in Mexico and work here,
right? Yeah, all the time. But I'm like, oh, like this is great. This is a loophole. It's a way out of the fucking rat race. You can do it like way faster than waiting around till you're 65 or 67, waiting for retirement and all this other bullshit. And you can kind of like escape everything and live a great life.
Yeah, I think I know what you're doing.
But it's a whole thing, dude.
Anybody else think of this?
It's an expat lifestyle. That's what.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. I don't know. Do you ever think about that?
I love that you found out that Jimmy Carter died, and Eric found out that you can move to other countries. Yeah. Everybody's learning today. Everybody's learning.
Did you ever think about like when would you like to retire, or where you like how that part of your life?
Like moving to Mexico. Hell yeah.
Yeah.
Every time I go to, dude, every country I go to, almost, I'm like, oh man, yeah, this could be it.
Right.
Yeah. Costa Rica. Oh, you kidding? Fucking gorgeous, dude.
Yeah.
Everything's cheap. Bunch of people speak English. It's fucking great there, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah. But
you speak Spanish, full Spanish?
I speak bad Spanish. Dude.
Yeah.
Like I can understand what people are saying to me usually, but I don't like speaking it back.
Yeah.
Because I know like I sound stupid saying it. Like I guess like I know I pronounce
un
things bad.
poquito idioto.
And I have to talk slow, you know, I'll be like, slow down. You know what I mean? But like I'll answer like my grandma in English.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I know like Spanish, like for work, like medical Spanish to ask people. And I know what they're saying, but they go too far. I'm like, yeah. I didn't mean to mislead you.
Yeah.
With my preguntas. Yeah. But I mean, like, you guys work restaurants.
Dude, I would.
You know fucking enough Spanish for work.
I only know enough to talk shit in Spanish.
exactly.
And like, and it's one of those things where like I'm actually embarrassed because like spending 20
you know
years,
like a maricon is. Like,
for sure. I know how to like say. I know how to get those guys laughing with a bunch of fucking like patchworked words together to say some stupid shit.
Yeah.
Especially when it comes to like when Eric will walk through in passing, I'll just say something. Guys like, pinchy graininess. I say some fucking stupid shit about like human fucking like hair, and then like they're all laughing. But like I don't know if I was dropped off. Well, what for example, I went to fucking Mexico last year for that fucking.
You're just like insulting everyone that you meet.
Exactly.
I like that we ditched. Oh no, this is part of year in review.
Yeah.
This happened. Wait, was it this year?
That was last year.
That was last year.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Well, it's the
But
2 years in review, folks.
Yeah, but that was scary as fuck. And I was literally, I was like, I don't know enough to get out of here. Like
I think
fucked.
you need to go and give us a little background on it. Did you talk about that on the show?
I did talk about it. I think you were here for that.
Was I here?
I think you might have been on that podcast, but yeah, the Mexican fucking movie star career that I never launched entirely. That's right.
Stupid.
So did you ever? What was that? Just a guy that was in?
Dude, I still have no idea what the fuck that's about. So real quick recap. So like last year I got paid a couple grand to go to Mexico for like a few days to shoot. I don't know what the fuck it was. A script that was never finished with like half in English, half in Spanish. And the whole time I was there, I thought I was going to get like murdered or my kidneys removed.
Did you shoot any scenes while you were there?
Yeah, it was a vampire.
But it was like a lot of shit that we
dressed up like a gay vampire.
You're for sure this is like a production. The film is rolling.
No, it was like legit. These cameras we have here were better than we had. It was like a lot of shit shot on iPhone. I'm like, what is this for? And I thought it was a black and white tape too.
You said a bunch of shit was shot on iPhone?
iPhone.
Okay.
So I was like, this, I don't know how, I was like, there's just too many red flags going off. But also like, my marriage just imploded. So I was like, I don't trust, like, am I now, do I not trust anything? And I was just like, Also, the whole time I was there, the guy was trying to like feed me fucking edibles. And I'm like, I'm not taking your drugs. I don't know. There's not like fentanyl in one, like there's a couple that are real.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah.
Had you watched Baby Reindeer at that point?
Not yet. It didn't come out yet.
Okay, that's what I'm saying, man. You were almost Baby Reindeer to Mexico,
dude,
bro.
For real. I was like, I was very happy that I got out of there. But like, and then the guy hit me up like a few months ago, like over a year afterwards.
Dick pic.
Still wanted me to do the thing, but
finish the movie, bro.
I don't know if I told you this, but like when I got back, because I got back and I was like still a little, shell shocked from the whole thing.
Yeah.
The reason why I didn't do it was because that like the one project they wanted me to be in was the fucking kissing scene.
Yeah, I remember.
Yeah, did you say you walked into a room and there was like, you're like, oh, this is the scene that they showed me of this other guy where he's like trying to have sex with or did have sex with or some shit, and then he's like, yeah, go sit down in this room about it, like this empty room, watch this TV, and like you're like, oh, I'm in the movie now, and you're like,
it was just like the thing is, this is like I walked in. And whatever director saw like some of the the behind the scenes footage of whatever's rolling right in this whole fucking, again, it was such a convoluted weird thing, and I'm just being unsure.
So because there's probably people that didn't hear the other episode.
Okay, yeah.
So Tony left to go to Mexico to shoot a movie, but it was a dude that like met you at the restaurant or something, right?
Years ago at a restaurant I worked at, this guy presented me with a script, and he was in LA at film school, and then I read it and I was like.
But he was like a big Mexican like soap star, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
And when I got to the part of the script where like he and I, there was like a kissing scene with another guy, I was like, who plays that guy? And it was him. And I was like, oh, okay. So this is like just you trying to get like your rocks off by writing in a kissing scene with me. And then he happened to reach out.
Like, then you suck my dick and we end the scene and then we go on the next
and then movie star.
But that's the thing though, is that this guy's thing? This guy is the Mexican soap star.
That's what I said. So that's the
thing. But his
so.
fetish is to find American straight guys from America.
He's like a Mexican
and bring
ditty.
them back to Mexico and convert them just for him
and
under the ruse
and I don't know
of making them a star.
Exactly. Or it's converting, or there's like a weird thing where it's just like some kind of blackmail thing, because the whole time I was like, even if we shot this project, I don't know that it's good enough that I would ever want to show anyone it. And it's also something I want to have in someone's back pocket, which is like, you remember this? You know what I mean?
Yeah,
It's just,
I know.
And then out of context too, because like that was the thing where like,
Did you have to dress up like a gay vampire?
yes, Eric, I dress up like a gay vampire.
But I want to see that. I think that I
It's
still
not a gay vampire, just a vampire who look gay.
Yeah.
Which,
But
hey,
like-
honestly,
but
most
like-
vampires
yeah.
already
But
look
like,
pretty gay.
I just
dude.
picture like all of a sudden like
the suit
you know
had
like
big
the screen,
cowls and shit. Yeah,
like
it was
he
like
turns
a,
around and he's like,
He could be a
oh,
gay
it's almost
vampire,
like
dude.
the-
He
it
could be a
almost
gay
like-
vampire.
It almost
He
looks
is
like
vampire.
what you would call it, fucking David Bowie in Labyrinth, where he just
There
like
you
the
go.
big
Yeah,
fucking,
that's what
I was
big
thinking.
shoulder
Exactly.
pad, very
Right.
flamboyant.
yeah,
you know,
but like
yeah.
you dress as that would be fucking hilarious.
Yeah.
Like I want to see that footage. It
He was-
exists somewhere, doesn't it?
You know what's funny
the
though?
scene was
too?
this.
Shows like the contrast of like guys with best friends or whatever, and like if it's like a girl best friend or something. Because like, yeah, Tony's with me, telling me this whole situation. You know what I mean? It's shady as fuck, and I'm like, yeah, go for it, bro. Fucking be in a movie, man. Fuck it, bro.
No, it's funny. We were talking.
See what
Yeah.
happens, dog.
We had like a smoke session in the garage. And I was like, I don't know if I can do this, Ben. And then I showed you the tape, and you're like, I wouldn't do that because it wasn't like a fucking peck. Like, and that's the thing too is like, it's like
I was fucking sus the whole
It's-
time.
bro,
I was like,
I
"You're
was
going down
dying when
there."
he showed me
I was
the
like,
clip.
"You know
Yeah.
this fool? Do you want to? You're going down there
Yeah.
by yourself? You into a place
And
you
then
don't even
on top of it,
speak this
well, the
language."
funny thing was this.
guy
So-
you met once at a
So-
fucking restaurant. Are you
Yeah.
kidding me? I'm like,
yeah. Well, again, too.
I'm like, you're the whole time. I'm like, you're fucking crazy.
Set the scene though. So like I literally, just moved out of my place. I'm displaced in Ben's kid's bedroom on a fucking, race car bed and show that, trying to get my bearings on life again. And I get an offer, a handsome paycheck to go do something in the pursuit of like the arts. I'm like, fuck yeah, let's do this.
I
Let's do
guess
this shit.
that's one way to frame it.
Yeah.
That'd be a handsome paycheck, right?
Yeah. So this is before any kissing scene. It was just like, you look like a guy that could play a fucking bad guy. I do that a lot very well. And then the scene that I went down there to shoot was like for the
Blowjob scene.
it was a guy whose wife is leaving him for another man, and he's got this conversation with his ex-wife and his son. I was like, I got this in spades, right? Like, so when we did that test shoot, I was like, I found myself being the best actor I ever had. I was like, I'm conjuring up tears. I'm emotional. I'm caught in the scene. The fucking crew. There was crew with that, with camera crew.
Wish there
and
was
shit.
like a documentary film crew to like.
Yeah,
this could be
what
like.
if it was just a reality show the whole time? You know what I mean? That's what this guy does,
Yeah,
dude.
it's like-
You know what I mean?
yeah, but in that
The
scene,
Joe
though, it was
Schmo
like,
show.
It's
Yeah.
like American Idol. Like, I just take any random
Well, that's funny.
American waiter.
Because the fucking after we did this, like I was like, we know we like in anything, like they say like acting is reacting, right? So we did a couple lines of dialogue leading into the scene and the actual words we had and stuff like that, and then afterwards the fucking like the director was like, hey man, I'm going through a breakup, and he got all fucking emotional and kind of gave me his whole story. I was like, hey man, we're in this together, Jose. And then like and then we went to, we got that kind of locked in that like I can do that project. Then they kind of, offered me a couple other ones, a detective one, and then this weird gothic fucking vampire thing, which had the kissing scene. And then there was another one.
You were on the cusp of
Didn't
Mexican
he have-
stardom. I know.
Didn't
I
he have
remember.
like a fucking like heart-shaped hot tub or some shit in your room?
No. What happened was the first
You
day I
got
got in
way
town.
more details than I
The
did,
first
bro.
day, the first day I got into town, we went to dinner, and it was like, I was gonna go meet the crew. We're gonna have this fucking 8-person dinner and shit. And we go to this fucking like 5-star restaurant, and we go to this big ass fucking table, just a big table in the round. And then like the dude sits down, then I sit next to him because I don't know any other people, and like there's just a bunch of empty seats. And then all of a sudden the waiter comes and starts taking a while of the other place settings. I'm like, where's everyone else? It's just like it'd be just he and I and some fucking like, Mastros of Mexico, right?
Yeah.
And like brings out a big fucking tomahawk steak and just fucking like all, as many, every time I have an empty beer, he's bringing another one.
Feeding it to you.
None of this shit, none of the menus are in English. It's all in Spanish. So like,
Yeah.
I don't know how to communicate to anyone
You just
a
like
lot
eating
without
the
this
steak
mouthpiece
from-
that I have. That's, but that, right away I was like, man. And then all of a sudden they bring out the fucking like birthday candles and they're like singing to me and shit. I was like, what is going on here? Is this like, and I don't know what he told them if it was like.
NyQuil margarita.
Yeah, exactly. I might have even told him it was like our anniversary or what the fuck it was, but like
Purple?
they were like very excited for us to be together. And I was like, okay, cool. Oh shit. I was like already kind of like embarrassed, like,
Did
to
you
be with
feel
us.
like a chick kind of?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I felt like I was
I
doing-
remember him calling me from that hotel room, and he was like
This is the
kind of giving me the
presidential suite,
rundown.
I remember that.
And-
The presidential
Yeah,
suite. They
yeah.
put,
Yeah, I was like-
Tony
I was
up.
like-
They filled the fucking fridge full
They
of Miller
put
Lights.
your boy
for me.
up.
There was a part of me I was like, you know what? He seems like a real nice guy, and he's treating you good.
Yeah, yeah.
Coming from like a shit ass
yeah,
fucking
yeah.
Right?
situation. I was
Yeah.
like,
Maybe
that's
it's time
how
you switch teams.
That's how
yeah.
he should. That's how you should have been
Yeah,
treated.
yeah.
Man, even though you may not be interested in this man, he's going the
This is what
mile
I'm saying.
for
We
you.
were trying to both look at the positives.
Yeah,
for him.
he
Like, hey,
sees-
man, you're going to be gay now. It's
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? Get more parts.
you get more parts.
Other teams seem to welcome you very well. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
you're a gay Mexican
Yeah.
superstar.
Yeah, he's
you know
a
what I'm
gentleman.
saying?
He's
Yeah.
a nice guy. He's whining and dining you.
Yeah.
Just appreciate
So,
that.
I don't know if I told you guys this, but the tape that I got, because when I was like, we did a tape read at your house. I did a tape read via Zoom at your house.
Yeah.
After I got back, it was the week after I got back. And then we read the script part with like this, it's kind of a Ted Bundy type thing. And I'm a murderer. And the guy that like, I murder, we make out before I kill him. Because, and then I was like, I wouldn't even do that.
That makes sense.
And
Cool Ted Bundy.
oh, he's like, no, it's like light kissing. And he sends me the video and like, it's heavy kissing. Like,
Yeah, it was
there's like,
light kissing,
there's like
bro.
a lip bite and shit. I was like, oh, hell no. And I was like, dude.
Like, can I murder this guy sooner?
And I was like, I'm like, the first person I kiss outside my marriage isn't going to be a dude. I'm sorry. That's not how this is going to go. Right. So I had the call with him and I was like, stuck in traffic on the way back from work down Inglewood. And I had like hit my vape pen and I get real truthful when I'm fucking like a little stoned. So I call him up and it's like, I was like, yeah, dude, I just don't think that like, is that necessary? The kissing scene is like, and then he's like, they starts to go this back and forth. He's like, oh, but if you're not comfortable with like homosexuals, then you probably shouldn't be in the film industry. I'm like, I'm not saying I'm not comfortable with homosexuals. I'm just saying, then I got mad. I'm like, you know what, dude, honestly, here's the thing. It's like, if you want a gay guy for the role, then hire a gay guy. I'm not trying to take money out of a gay guy's pocket. Like, you want a gay actor, get a gay actor. You know what I mean? Like, it's just that. And he's like, oh, why are you yelling? I'm not yelling at you. This is like me just talking in a loud enough voice for you to hear me.
Tony in the car hitting the pen.
Yeah.
Another thing, bitch. I ain't playing that gay shit with you, all right?
Exactly. But dude, I honestly feel like my fucking hotel room was probably wired with cameras and shit. Like, there's a whole bunch of stuff where I was like, yeah, you will fucking never catch me going back down there for anything like that.
You should Google your name in Pornhub and see if anything pops up. Like,
For real,
white male in Mexico, Dracula.
Me beating off in the presidential suite. Getting drunk at fucking Miller Lights.
Wow.
Yeah.
All right. Year in review. We got a 2023 story in there.
Got on that fucking, yeah.
You know what? Well, it stuck with me too. My brother told me that. So my brother is an actor and he's a firefighter too, right? And he's been in a lot of shit. And he told me what on our podcast, one of the things that the first thing any firefighter asks him when he tells him that he's an actor.
Yeah.
So if you got to kiss a guy, bro, in a scene,
really?
What are you going to do? You're going to do it? You know what I mean? Like, that's like the number one, like the first thing any guy is interested in. You tell him you're an actor, you know what I mean? So, and then Tony was thrust into that situation.
Bro.
You know?
Not for me.
Every actor's what if.
Though. That's the thing. It's like, find the guy for that. I'm not your guy.
He's probably like, oh, you're not like serious about acting? Like, that's what acting is. It's like being a character. And if you're not, ready to...
You don't got to take every role. And that's why I said, I don't like take every fucking gig that I'm offered, and I'm not going to take every fucking role that I'm offered. Just like it's, I'm not the right guy for that. And that's okay. But like,
maybe you need another tomahawk steak.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. He's like, up in your rate.
Massage, yeah.
We'll find your price.
Yeah. It was a shrimp cocktail and a tomahawk steak. All it took.
All turf, no surf.
Tableside guac.
Yeah, tableside guac.
Right? Come on.
Bring it in. Come on.
Yeah.
Showstopper.
Wasn't enough fucking balloons and streamers when I rolled up there.
High class.
Yeah. Well, maybe 2025 will be the year I go back down to Mexico and fucking redeem
You should go down there again and just finish the fucking finish it just so it's made, and then just do like a stunt double that does that part, and have it be like just someone that doesn't look like you at all.
That's what it was. So I actually tracked down the guy from the video though, because he sent me a video of like that's how I saw what the kissing scene was supposed to be.
Right.
And then I fucking I used my fucking armchair detective skills and fucking found this guy on Facebook and called him up, and I was like, in the tone of his voice sounded like someone that's being blackmailed. I'm like, hey, do you know so and so? And he's like, yeah, why? I'm like, did you go down to Mexico? He's like, I had a great time, nothing bad to say about that. I was like, oh, okay. It did not sound like the kind of reassurance I wanted, where I'm like, hey, you think this guy's on the level? Should I do this? He was like, definitely do whatever he says, like type shit. I was like, oh yeah, this is not. I'm not trying to. Yeah,
should have just done the fucking Orgasmo stunt cock on him. Just been like. Stunt cock. Yeah, just have like for the kissing scene, just like they zoom in real close to like lips, but they're not your lips, and then like you back away and it's you again.
Dude, the whole time I was
guess
down
you're
there,
not ready to be in Hollywood, Eric. Yeah. Sorry, buddy. I mean, some harsh realities you got to pick up about Mexican cinema.
Full blowy, the fucking movie set.
I don't know if you do that with an iPhone.
Wow.
Yeah, that's the other crazy thing. Yeah, exactly. He's like, let me get this. Are we filming? Yeah, right now, man.
Dude, it was so weird. Like
iPhone 14 at the time.
Every day that I was there, I was
the whole time, bro.
Yeah, man.
Crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a crazy. That's a crazy
story.
story. That's a crazy story.
So many subjects that we have jumped from.
Oh yeah,
This
President's
you
dying.
never know what you're gonna get.
Yeah, you never know. It's there.
You talk about Christmas yet, man?
Yeah.
Kids get you anything cool?
Of course not.
Yeah.
Of course not.
Yeah.
Socks
What
and
are they
underwear?
gonna do with my money?
Yeah.
I mean, they got jobs.
They
and
make you
shit?
a card or nothing?
Is it secret jobs?
They got secret jobs.
Oh, you said make me a card.
Yeah.
I thought you said make me a card.
Make you
Yeah, just finishing up the engine, Dad.
Yeah, right.
Figure out
That's
the
what
block.
I'm saying, right? No, I saw like a TikTok where like a dad built like a wooden Audi like for
I
his
saw that
daughter, and they said like Audi contacted him or some shit.
Yeah, that's stupid as fuck. That guy fucking spent
That's
like
stupid
fucking
as fuck.
spent fucking like way too much time and energy. Like it would have been better off buying a fucking secondhand Audi for the kid and shit. Like
That's some shit that you would do though. Build a wooden car for your kid.
Yeah,
I thought about
maybe
that.
not an Audi, but like,
Yeah, I thought about that when I was in Mexico.
But-
I could be building a wooden car right
I've seen
now.
that guy do the time
instead of
lapse thing.
making
Like
out.
that. Yeah, but like I don't know, man. It's funny because Anthony got me some gifts and shit like that, and like
Anthony's your kid. For people that are just tuning in,
Yeah.
he's not speaking in third person.
Anthony got himself some cool gifts.
My son Anthony,
Like
there
Ricky
you go.
Henderson. Oh, yes.
Yeah, yeah.
Ricky
Yeah.
Henderson is.
He also
Carl
just
Malone,
died.
Carl Malone
Yeah,
did
I
that
know.
too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Carl Malone don't like to do that.
Yeah,
He
yeah.
likes to talk to the
But
third
yeah,
person.
my kid got me like, but it's funny because like he gave me the gift. He's like, Dad, here, I got you some socks. I was like, oh, thanks. I wonder what they are. And he's like, they're socks. I was like, okay, buddy, you're not supposed to tell people what you got. That's why it's wrapped and shit. That. And then like I had some other gifts at his mom's house, and he's like, yeah, I was going over the day because I had to go, switch him back to his mom's thing. He's like, yeah, we got you some underwear. And I was like, buddy, you got to stop telling me the gifts and stuff like that. Just like, like that's the whole point and stuff like that. But
Underwear, socks,
Yeah, man.
Spoiler alert.
fucking put together like, I spent like a good 8 hours putting together Legos, dude. Because like now all my family back home knows that he likes Legos and shit. So we went back to
Everybody gets
Wisconsin.
Legos. Yeah.
I had a whole third carry-on full of fucking presents, and like the majority of them were Legos. So my place looks like a fucking Lego warehouse and shit. And like my thumbs were all worn and calloused from just putting together Legos and shit. And like he was helping a little bit, but not. He really just likes doing the wheels. That's it. Second, like the first thing he says is like, Dad, where the wheels at? Where the wheels at? And they're always like the 6th bag of a 10-bag fucking set of Legos and shit.
Yeah.
So like he's just sitting there in my ear the whole time. The wheels. I'm like, Anthony, I have like 500 pieces to get before we open up that bag.
You're
He's like,
really building them all though? Like
Yeah.
building the sets?
Well,
Yeah.
he
That's
can't
a
build
good
them.
dad, dude.
Yeah,
Dude, when I was a kid, I couldn't make Lego sets for shit, dude.
Yeah.
And I would try sometimes. I just
Yeah.
get too bored. Like,
Yeah.
I'd mind making a building.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Like
exactly.
a tower, bro. You know what I mean? And my kids, dude, like, I don't know if it was from when they were like Anthony's age, but I mean, maybe. But yeah, they were just digging and open up, make the fucking thing in like right away, dude.
Really?
All the directions, set up the shit.
Yeah.
Like, tell me which thing they need if I'm helping them or whatever, man.
Yeah.
But I wasn't doing anything, dude. It's like,
Yeah.
God damn, you guys are good.
Yeah.
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 Like,
He'll help with like some simple shit, but like some of the stuff is just like, because some of it's like 8 and older, so it's like above his fucking pay grade anyways. Like
Yeah.
some of the easier ones, we put together one that was for like 4 and older, and he got that really easy. And like then, but it's funny because as he's putting together, he's like, Dad, are you proud of me? I'm like, yeah, I'm fucking proud of you. Hell yeah, I'm proud of you. You need me? Should I say that more
Yeah.
often? Am I not saying enough? I'm like, yeah,
hey, you
dude.
making macaroni?
Yeah, dude, look at
necklaces?
you over here.
at
Yeah,
you.
exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Macaroni necklace.
Man, but that was, I remember that being like one of those moments where it was like, oh shit, man, my kids are kind of smart. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like, because I could not do this when I was a kid. And I'm like,
Yeah.
that was fucking dumb, bro.
Well, it's funny because like my mom always talks about like she got my brother like Castle Grayskull, right?
Yeah, I had
So-
that, dude.
Yeah. So you guys,
Yeah.
you and my brother were around the same age.
Yeah.
And I was like 2.5 years younger than him.
Mhm.
And she was putting together, and my fucking like 2.5-year-old ass, like too small for my head to sit up on its own. But I'm like putting together the thing for her, and she was asking me for help. And then Anthony's like twice my age then. Now and he's not there. So I'm like his motor skills. He's not like is like his ingenuity isn't as good as mine was at that age and shit like that. But like I still like the bonding moment of putting these together. But like just the amount of like fucking work that I have with all these fucking Legos is just like ridiculous. And then he'll like play with them, and then start to like disassemble shit. I'm like, no, dude, do not start tearing shit apart. I spent so long putting that together. So someone like the bigger pieces that are like, buildings, I don't give a fuck. But like he's got trains and buses that like, have like moving arms and parts, and they're actually pretty fucking like pretty cool all the way they work. But like if you lose a piece, the shit fucking doesn't work. So I'm like, just
Yeah,
please
that's
don't
like
take
a
it apart.
pretty big like thing to tackle for a little kid.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like pretty intricate.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's funny. So everybody's just giving him way advanced Legos. Like,
For
figure
sure.
it out. Don't help him, Tony.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Figure it out, kid. Just lock him in the room.
I don't think my parents ever had that with me. Like, oh wow, he's like really smart.
Trying to figure it out.
Like
Yeah.
he's fucking retarded.
You're
Like
a prodigy.
I think my dad once got me like this like little handyman like build kit. It had like pieces of wood and a hammer with nails and stuff.
Yeah.
And I just ended up like practicing karate on all of it and fucking breaking it. And like
Took
my
it
dad
back
was
after your
just,
kitchen set.
yeah, my
So,
dad's
yeah.
like a tear drops down his eyes. He's watching me like, oh, this boy is fucking stupid. Like this didn't have his chance. Like this is gonna take a long time. For
Pull the
this
short
one.
bus up.
Yeah, it's not happening with him. He's not gonna build the birdhouse that it was supposed to.
My dad gave us like an area of the workbench to like hammer in nails and pull nails out, hammer them back in. You know, that's all we fucking did.
Yeah.
We felt like we were doing something. You know.
Yeah.
Yeah, I gotta do that. You told me about that when I was living with you, and I gotta fucking like in my workshop give a little space for him because when I'm down there fucking tinkering around and shit like that, like I'll let him. Oh, we're not. We're
My kids had the little plastic Black & Decker one.
Yeah,
with the
Yeah.
power tools and all that shit.
yeah. I think he's getting that from his mom for Christmas. But
My
like,
dad made me crush cans. He just said, go out in the garage where all the tools are. Don't touch any of that stuff. Just go crush the cans. And they had a can crusher on the inside.
Oh,
of the,
you had a
the
can
garage.
crusher?
Like yeah,
That's
but it was
actually
like,
cool then, dude.
Yeah, you'd go out there and
I'd
just
have
be
been
like
stoked.
there.
Yeah.
Like, my older brother could do cooler stuff. Like they had Pinewood Derby cars and they'd be building stuff. And like, yeah, just go crush the
Eric's like,
cans.
what do you got to say for yourself, Pepsi?
Yeah, I'll talk into the
Fucking
cans.
bastard.
And shit. Eat that, Dr. Pepper.
Mountain Dew more like Mountain Don't.
The boys in the garage again, crushing cans.
7 up, 7
I
down.
don't know,
He's talking to the
7
cans
up,
again.
7 down. He likes it. He enjoys it. He's a simple man.
Don't worry, Lipton.
It's a
It'll be
simple boy.
brisk.
Yeah. You're gonna need it, Dr. Pepper. Yeah, dude.
Yeah.
Well, at least you didn't get any smarter.
Yeah.
He did, man. He figured out what expats were.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Now he's got a word for
You're
it.
sharing knowledge
Yeah.
about Carter. Didn't know. Yeah.
He's halfway to Thailand. You heard him.
Yeah. Fucking
you
hell,
are,
here
dude.
I
You'll
go.
be. It's funny though, because that's the thing. Like, my biggest deterrent from moving to another country is like the same reason why I haven't switched cell phones. Like, because
You had a bad experience in Mexico.
no, I don't know the language. Yeah. It's like I don't think that Apple's the be all by all end all company, but like I'm so used to it, I don't want to learn Samsung. And the same reason why like I think there might be just as good or better countries out there, but I don't want to learn another language. I like this.
That's
What if
him
the
saying
language-
you won't go to Korea. I'm not trying to learn Samsung.
Yeah, exactly.
right? Sorry.
Samsung.
Yeah.
But what if there was a country that was just like iPhone, but it was just cheaper? So the iPhone was like $1,000. It's like $50.
He's talking into moving to cricket.
Canada. Yeah.
The cricket
No,
wireless.
Canada's I
nation.
think pretty expensive actually. Yeah,
Is it?
Mint Mobile.
Yeah,
I never
Canada.
looked into if Canada was expensive.
to live there, like the housing and stuff, it's pretty expensive.
Really?
Yeah. It's not like it's no Philippines or Mexico. I'll tell you that.
Eric has done his research,
Yeah.
I'll
man.
tell you that.
Yeah.
Yeah. Trying to
Gotta
make
go
my
down.
dollars stretch quick.
Yep.
Trying to get out of this shithole.
Sex tourism. No.
How to get how to marry a woman from
All right. Eric's gonna be on 90 Day Fiance.
yeah, right.
Right.
My neck's gonna be
That's
all
hilarious.
big. And you look all
Giant
crazy.
neck.
Jesus Christ, Eric! What the fuck
Let yourself
happened
go
here?
down there.
Yeah, who knows?
So you didn't get any cool Christmas gifts?
I get shit, dude. We went to Big Bear, like the whole family, right?
Where in Big Bear?
Right in front of Snow Summit.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like there's like a little neighborhood with like humongous fucking cabins, like the little like mansion cabins or whatever.
Yeah.
Had a whole family in one of those,
That's cool.
and just no snow, bro.
Really?
It was like 55, dude. You know what I mean? It was
So like your brothers were there, your parents, everyone?
yeah, it was cool.
That's cool though.
Yeah, it was we had a blast, dude. But it was like no snow at all.
Yeah.
Outdoor
Never
fireplace.
done one.
And you didn't have to
dude.
fucking
Hot
fly. That's the
tub?
other cool
Oh,
part.
they had everything, dude. They had like 2 game rooms, man. We were playing
Sweet.
like now I got to get a foosball table. Kids are hooked on it, dude. Kids
Yeah.
beat my ass in foosball, dude.
Foosball's fun.
It is, dude.
We used to have one back home, but like it was like not like it was like kind of like a smaller one. So everything was I was a heavy kid, and
Yeah.
so they're all bent, like all fucking like rods from just leaning on it, and so everything was like fucked
Trying to
up.
displace your girth.
Yeah, like leaning all heavy.
Eric
on
got
it.
winded playing foosball.
Yeah, yeah.
Dude.
Oh yeah, you could tell they all had like arches in them. Nothing would
don't
slide
play on that side.
properly.
That's Eric's side.
Yeah,
Some of the
it's
balls
Eric's
were chewed.
side. Yeah.
There's no chocolate in there, idiot. Dude, I went back for like a quick week in between the holidays and stuff like that, and just right out of the gate, my fucking like typical travel shit with like the single dad going to the airport. Like I got there early, so I'm not gonna fucking miss a flight because I did that like last year. I missed a flight. Remember that? Fucking ruined my summer trip with Anthony.
Oh yeah,
I got
that's
there too
right,
late.
dude.
Yeah, it was a
Forgot
whole
about
fucking
that, yeah.
snafu. So like now I'm fucking permanently scarred. So I was there super early. We had a red eye. Anthony falls asleep on the car ride there, my son. And then he's in the stroller. So I get TSA, do the whole fucking thing. No one's lifting a finger to help a single dad with that kind of shit. Like I get him out of the stroller. Like this guy's just sitting there watching me disassemble the stroller. Like, collapse it and put it on
I don't
the
think anybody would be helping a single mom either.
Fuck yeah, dude. I think
people that have kids would do that.
Nah,
but like
man,
people that don't have kids, I see that shit. I see you. I'm like, fucking sorry.
No, I'm telling you, man. There's a different energy with that shit. But I get all the stuff through. I take Anthony's lifeless body through the fucking little scanner thing, right? And I get, my stuff's coming out.
He was alive. He was just asleep.
Yeah, his passed out self. I put him back in the stroller, reassemble it, put everything back, and I'm kind of, pat myself on the back. I'm like, you fucking got this shit. Put my belt back on, boots back on, and stuff. And then like his backpack got hung up in the fucking X-ray thing. And the TSA lady comes over. She's like, whose bottle of water is this? I'm like, it's his. She's like, well, how old is he? I'm like, 5. She's like, oh, he's too old. I'm like, too old for what? And she's like,
water.
yeah, for real. Like after 2, you have to dump the water out. I was like, I've traveled with this all the time and never had a problem. She's like, well, you got to dump it out. I'm like, well, go ahead, dump it out. She's like, no, you do. I'm like, okay, where? And she's like, well, I can escort you. So I was like, all right. So I walked with her. She's like, no, you got to take everything. So I fucking throw him in the stroller, grab all my shit. We go down this little fucking gutter lane next to TSA. She opens the door. She points where the fucking like bucket is. I dump it out, and then I start to walk back to her, and she lets the door close. She's like, no, you got to go back through again. I'm like, are you serious? And she's like, yeah. I'm like, I got to go back through the whole scanner thing again. She's like, yeah. I'm like, but I just came. I didn't touch anything. I have all my same stuff. And she's like, you got to go back and get X-rayed again. I was like, really?
You didn't have to get in line again, though, did you?
Yes.
What?
I had to get back in line, do the whole thing over again. And so I look at her, I'm like, happy holidays. I just fucking was like, fuck you, you fucking cunt, is what I wanted to say. But I was like, I can't fucking get riled up with TSA. So then I go back through, and then she moves herself. So she's the person I have my stuff on the conveyor belt. I'm like, hey, good to see you again. Just fucking like, meanwhile, Anthony's asleep the whole time. I'm like, you fucking bitch. And then there's such a fucking long line. There was like, I had to wait like 20 minutes to get back through again, just to end, because in the time that I went, there was like no one. I was the first person there. And I was like, damn, dude, that's how my trip started.
You're like Steve Martin in Planes, Trains, and Automobiles.
For sure. Yeah, exactly.
Fucking car.
Yeah.
Fucking Nissan.
Exactly.
Fucking Toyota.
I guess you're fucked.
Yeah. Great holiday movie.
Yeah, dude. So yeah, the flight there was all right and shit that, and then like we landed and like basically was hanging with my fucking niece and nephew. Same thing as you. There was no snow. I was just kind of cooped up in my parents'
house. No snow in Wisconsin.
There's a little bit of snow on the ground. We landed, and Anthony wanted to go see it, and then of course he sleeps the whole flight, the ride out from Chicago. The second we get back to my parents' house, I don't sleep at all. And then I finally get a chance to lay in my bed at my parents' house, and he's like, "Dad, I heard a train. Let's go see it." I'm like, ah. So I fucking throw on my boots and his jacket. We go run down the street and he's like, see the trains for him, and you can see some snow. He's walking in the snow. He's like, I love walking on snow. He's just having a blast. And I'm like, I don't want to be the fucking miserable dad. I'm like, get inside, kids. So I'm just fucking like going through that. And then I was just up the rest of the day. And then we went and ended up going to like Sky Zone, right? You know Sky Zone.
So they got Sky Zone in
got Sky Zone, dude.
Sky Zone's nationwide, huh?
Sky Zone's nationwide.
Right,
Those who don't know what it is, it's like a trampoline fucking little warehouse where kids run around and play. There was 0 people. There was just like me, my nieces and nephews, and then like the staff. We were like, I don't know, they're trying to hide from us because I couldn't find anyone. Like,
I have never seen Sky Zone empty. Sky Zone's always crowded.
Dude, it was so
sweaty, congested.
I was going to say, it was full of germs. Where germs go to
exactly, for sure.
Interesting side note, Mark, the studio chief here.
Yeah.
He would be popping in right now. I'm the Sky Zone national champion, by the way, guys.
Yeah, I probably would.
Yeah. He is, see? Yeah, Alex, the producer, just piped in with that. He's apparently very good. And Mark will jump on the trampolines and do flips.
Yeah. Well,
better than anyone else.
So here's the funny thing, man. Like my nephew's like 11, right? So he's in that real competitive age. He's like, how fast are you? I'm like, I'm faster than you, dude. So like we're fucking like I'm chasing him. I'm barreling down the fucking main hallway till we get to the little trampoline thing. So then I had to go lunar jump from the next trampoline to the next trampoline. And then one's not as taut as the one before. Yeah. So it doesn't come back up. And I just fucking kicked the shit out of that little barrier in between. Yeah. Just in socks. Just a sock foot just kick. And then it makes me flip and I land on my back. I'm like, just fucking spent, dude.
I saw it coming right when he said that you were running.
Yeah, dude.
All right. Yo, as a veteran of Sky Zones, I don't fuck with Sky Zone like that, dude.
Yeah, dude. I was getting fucking dirty in there. Yeah.
I'm gonna break my leg, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Because you think you got it, dude. You think like it's nothing, right? Like, I'm not 46 or whatever.
Yeah.
And then
Yeah.
Like
Well,
your
then-
ankle's done, dude.
Yeah.
Like
And
before you
this
know
is
it.
like that was the second part of it, because initially we did like the little foam pits where they have like the zip line and shit, and you're fucking doing the trapeze thing, and you're swinging and jumping off, and there's a swing set in there and all that kind of shit. And like, there's no one manning those things. We're just doing whatever the fuck we want. It's just literally me and the kids. So they're all too
Die zone.
scared. Yeah, for real. Exactly. So like, this guy's on after dark die zone. Like there's like no one doing the fucking zip line, so I just pull it back with a rope.
You're like,
and I
oh,
get on it, and I
I wonder why
fucking
no
just-
one's doing this.
Yeah. And usually there's someone up there and be like,
Seems
all right,
harmless.
next. They're doing, there's zero
Right.
people man that shit. So I just fucking, I'm clipping, dude. And some little shit kid tied like a knot in the retrieval rope. So like midway through my zip, it just gets tight and fucking rips my arm off. Just fucking snaps and like my arm flies out the handle. I fucking land on my back. I'm like, ah. And my nephew's like, oh, you get hurt? I was like, yeah, you're not supposed to get hurt. I'm like, I know I'm not supposed to get hurt.
Supposed to get hurt.
So like that's how I started off. So I had like an arm injury going into the race when I fucked my foot up. And then there's that ninja
Sign
warrior
that
thing.
waiver though, dude.
So I did. I signed the waiver
Yeah,
for
so
me
you
and the
sign
kids.
that
Yeah,
waiver.
for sure. First
Yeah,
thing
they are
first, sign
not
the waiver.
fucking
Yeah.
around. Yeah.
And it was cold in there too. So you know when you're like your limbs are cold, so like all the injuries hurt even more and shit.
Yeah.
Like we do this fucking this little like ninja warrior thing. And like I'm jumping from one foam pad to the next, and it kicks out from under me. And I hold down to these fucking nylon ropes, they're like dog leashes, right? And my hand just slides down. I get like a rope burn on my fucking hands. I'm like, fuck this place. And,
Like in
let-
Final Destination,
Dude, for real. Like, I
Sky
got
Zone
all
for
fucked up
Tony
in
and
Sky
shit.
How many
Zone.
other like 40-year-olds were doing that
There was
shit?
no one else there. It was literally just I was the oldest person there by far,
Yeah.
older than all the staff that were probably high school kids. It
Yeah.
was just me, 11-year-old, my 7-year-old niece,
And
my
a bunch of
5-year-old son.
germs.
Yeah.
Bunch of fucking bacteria laying around. I think 2 high school kids that skipped out came there. They might have thought I was a cop and they left. That's about it. There was no one there to see it. But it's funny because like Anthony's fucking fearless, man. They had these big ass fucking slides, dude. And I was like, he's like, you want to go on the slide? I was like, yeah, I'll go on the slide. He's like, you want to go first? It's like, nah, not really. If I can go down it. But like I also didn't know the curvature and how I was gonna fuck my back up because you're like going down head first. You just kind of fucking land. I'm like,
Sky Zone's a death trap.
Yeah,
dude.
dude.
If you're not a kid, dude.
yeah.
I'm telling you.
It's a
Because
death
my
trap.
other brother Carlos, he's a X-ray tech, right? And he said like in the ER, guys come in like broken ankles,
Sky Zone
their
injuries
knees
all the
dislocated.
time.
Yeah, tib fib fractures,
Really?
Sky Zone, dude. Yeah, it's no joke, man. You're not meant for that shit, dude.
Made it out.
And you think that you can because everybody else doing it. Oh, I'm gonna go do
Yeah.
it too, and then you eat shit. And like, yeah, dude, you roll your ankle like that, dude. Fucking sucks, man.
Fucking sucks.
Made it up
man.
pretty unscathed though. It was just apart from the bruises, but it took my fucking.
You didn't break
losses-
anything.
You're like, I got
Yeah,
back surgery
yeah.
lined up in a month, but other than that,
Yeah,
I'm good.
it was
Right.
rough. Kid were fine.
It sucks, man. Yeah, you got to like think twice about anything
Yeah.
you do after you're 40 now, dude.
Yeah.
Yeah, man.
Yeah, I always want to go skateboarding down in like Venice. They have that cool like skate park thing, and I'm
Well-
like, there's no way I could do that now. I'd literally have to like buy like all the pads and all the things.
Yeah,
and
you
like,
look like a little dork. Yeah.
Dude, you know
yeah,
what's funny
just
is-
look, I would look crazy. Like,
There was a-
like
so I
basically
took-
like strap a mattress on me, you know, nerf
Right.
myself.
Like
Dude, I
catcher's
tried to show
fucking
my
pads
kids
on.
how to skate, man. And yeah, dude, I ate shit so hard, fell right on my back.
It
and
is
I was
not like
"Man,
riding a bike
fuck
at all.
this, dude."
Because I fucking so Anthony had a skateboard lesson today. He's been skating, right?
Yeah.
And he got like all like he was when his mom takes him, he's fine. He's trying to show out and shit. Him and the fucking skateboard instructor and his mom. I came and fucked up the dynamic and shit. He was getting all fucking like, you know, kind of skittish and kind of like, you know, just shy. So I was like, dude, just fucking, you know, just go down the ramp. And I've seen him go down stairs and shit. He's pretty good.
Mhm.
So I was like, I'll show you. So I hop on the skateboard. Man, like his trucks were fucking hella loose. And I was like, oh my God, I'm going to fucking break something. But I still fucking did it. And I was like, all right, there you go. And then like just trying to, it was weird. It was like the weirdest fucking thing. I've never been that awkward on a skateboard before. Granted, it's been like 30
Yeah.
years since I've been on
But
one.
it's weird, right? When you
Yeah.
get back on, like I used to skate, dude.
Yeah,
like,
dude, for
You
real.
know what I mean? But since I don't at all, when
Yeah.
I tried to do it again, it was like,
Well, it's funny because
I
the
was,
skate,
like, wobbly,
his
dude. Yeah.
instructor is like 40 years old, right? So he's
Yeah.
like, you know, and he's a, you know, ex-pro, still semi-pro, right?
Mhm.
And I was like, for whatever reason, I'm like, I just thought I would be better because I skated for so many years ago. I would have
Right.
some kind of fucking like just, but I was like,
Yeah.
dude, I looked like a fucking brand new schmuck my damn
yeah,
self.
it's not like riding a bike at all.
No, dude.
Yeah, it's so weird, man.
Every skateboard's different too, because like his shit's like his trucks are really loose because he's light, right? So he doesn't need as much weight to move the board. So me, I'm just like, whoa, whoa, whoa. It was all fucked up, dude.
Yeah.
It's not digging it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Don't do sports anymore.
Right? That's what I'm saying, man.
Go for sports.
Yeah, it's
All we can do is go to the gym, dude.
Yeah,
It's a controlled environment.
Yeah, for real.
Yeah.
Seriously, man.
lightweights.
Yo, I tried to play soccer with my kid. I broke my arm, dude. You know what I mean?
Really?
Yeah, in my fucking driveway, dude. This was over the summer, man.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
Broke
in
your
my
elbow.
driveway playing
Yeah.
soccer and like foot on top of the ball, slid, and just ate shit, dude. Dropped right on my side. Could have fucking died, dude. Could have cracked my head open. All right.
I could have fucking
And I
died.
think,
You're
I
like,
think I'm
yo,
all right. You know, I just feel, pain down my whole side. But, like
Jesus.
shake it off and shit. And like half hour later, I'm like, nah, my arm is pretty fucked up, man. It feels weird, dude.
Feels
Right.
weird.
And so I'm like, hey, I better go to the hospital. Right. So I drive to the ER. By the time I get to the ER, it's hurting. About 20 minutes into being in the ER, I feel like a fucking truck is on my arm and someone's twisting it off on the other side, bro.
God.
It's like, fuck, dude. Like, I'm sweating bullets, dude. Like, oh, like, fuck, dude. And I was at Cedar Sinai. They can only give you like 5 milligrams of Norco for pain before you see the doctor, right?
Mm.
So in the waiting room, that's all they could give me. I didn't feel shit from it. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just fucking dying, dude. I think I waited like 6 hours. No, like 5 hours to go back, right? And the doctor's like, oh, you need something for the pain, right? And this nurse comes in with like Motrins, dude. And I'm like, look, my arm's gonna fall off, lady. Like, you can't give me Motrin right now. You
Yeah.
gotta stab me with something right now.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And the only thing that helped was the orthopedic doctor coming in with this big needle and draining my elbow. Just jam this needle. I could feel the needle jam in there.
Yeah.
It just pulls out like 20 cc's of fluid from my elbow. All that fluid is crunching all the nerves in my fucking
God.
elbow, dude. And just like that made my arm feel like death, dude.
That's
The pain
crazy.
was so fucking bad, man. And then that was it. And then it was weird too, because you break your elbow, you don't get anything for that. Like there's no like cast or like you have like a sling
Really?
for like a day because they want you to keep moving your arm. Because if
Ah.
your elbow stiffens up, you can't. There's nothing they could do about that.
They can't
Yeah, you can't unstiffen the elbow.
Really?
You
Stuck
can't
elbow.
unstiffen the joint, dude. After you break it,
So
and
the-
it stiffens up. Yeah,
Specifically the elbow.
Yeah.
So like they're just like
or just joints in general, I guess. But yeah, with the elbow, like they didn't want me doing anything. They're like, move it around as much as you can after tomorrow. So I was walking around like this, like fucking George
to like
George
lose-
Costanza, you know? Yeah, dude.
That's fucking
Yeah, dude.
crazy.
It's fucking wild, man.
Yeah. Don't play soccer.
No shit.
That's what I'm saying, man.
Don't
Just
just-
don't no more. Yeah,
Just play video games.
No
right.
sports.
Yeah. Don't do sports.
Or don't play soccer on concrete.
yeah. There
Concrete soccer is not the move.
Yeah.
You go. Yeah. It's not the
I
move.
don't think it ever was. Yeah.
Nah.
Definitely not out for 40.
No.
Fuck.
Well, on that note, on that PSA, this is the wrap up.
That was a quick one.
We covered some shit.
Yeah.
That was a good one.
Out of 80 possible stories, we hit like 2.
Yeah, no, no.
yeah. Year in review. Or maybe not so much.
A month in review. Last week.
Month in review.
We did a deep dive though on Tony being a Mexican film
Yeah.
star.
Yeah, that was a good.
Yeah, we needed that.
Yeah,
yeah,
we
Yeah,
did.
the audience needed more.
Yeah.
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 You did it for the plot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
That's what I do, boys.
Yeah.
It was a good
There you
review to be reviewed again.
Yeah.
Yeah, for
Sure.
sure.
Hopefully, this next new year, I'm back on Actors Access and LA Casting, baby. We'll see what kind of bites I get,
Let's go.
kind of scenarios I get. Maybe I'll go to fucking Czechoslovakia or some shit. You know?
What other gay producers
Yeah,
are into you?
exactly.
You know what I mean? We're gonna find out.
It might be
We'll
rape, but it's
find
in
out.
snow
Stay
this
tuned.
time. Yeah.
Stay tuned
Yeah,
for
yeah.
Who can win
Tony's.
Tony's heart?
Yeah.
you guys?
Could be you getting the DMs.
Win his heart
Yeah.
with a part.
Ben, where can the good people find you?
You can follow me on Instagram at Ben9Humor, Ben number 9 humor, like benign tumor. It's a funny handle. Thank you. You could also follow my podcast. It's called Please Remain Calm. On Instagram, it's PRC Pod. On YouTube, it's PRC Podcast. It's a podcast where me and my brother I mentioned earlier that was a firefighter actor. I'm also a paramedic. We interview people who were in emergency situations who had to call 911 and had some fucked up shit happen to them that they survived, or firefighters, paramedics, cops that almost died in an incident, and we break down what happened, how it went down. Tony's been on it twice.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, actually, that's how
Am I
fucked
the
up,
only
how
dog?
fucked up his
Yeah.
It
life
might be
is.
on a third time.
For real.
He's got more
Yeah.
injuries to talk about.
I know.
Sky Zone.
We got to bring you
know?
back and talk
Yeah.
about Sky Zone in Mexico.
Sky Zone injury.
Yeah.
What is-
I'm
what
sure
is-
there's an injury I'm forgetting about that we can talk about, but am I the only dual visit on your podcast? Have you had a repeat apart from
You
me?
might be, dude.
I was going every year for a
Oh,
minute.
no. Alex Hooper.
Ooh.
We had Hooper twice. Yeah, because he had.
I'm not trying to
It
get
sounds like you
Yeah.
don't want to be on that podcast multiple times.
No,
Oh,
dude.
it's a good podcast to be on. Maybe you get yourself
Yeah.
injured. Get on there.
Yeah, have some shit happen to
You're
you.
lucky enough to get
Yeah.
yourself injured. You can maybe get
You
on
get
the
yourself a spot on Ben's podcast.
Yeah.
Exactly.
That's funny.
Yep. And then I've also got a special. I've got a half-hour special on YouTube called Full Custody, FOOL. Check it out. A lot of fun.
A lot of fun.
I do a year in review.
Where can people find you, Tony Klein?
Right here on this podcast and at Tony Klein Comedian on Instagram. My website is tonykleinComedian.com. Look out for dates because I got to film up for next year. So follow me, check that shit out. Eric, where can people find you?
On the Eric and Tony Show on YouTube, on Instagram, on TikTok. Just like and subscribe. That's it. Just fucking hit the button thingy.
And in 10 years, maybe in Thailand.
Eric and
All
Tony Show,
goes well.
Thailand.
Yeah. For our listeners in Thailand, ladies, if you want Eric to come down there, message him. Bring us American money. Spreads real good. Mm-hmm. Anyone from the producers of 90 Day Fiance, contact your boy Eric. He's looking for a
He's ready.
trip.
Yeah. If that guy, the Mexico guy is out there.
And any Mexican soap operas need this guy, you let me know.
Yeah.
And while before we end, show the camera your severe mullet. This is the most mullety mullet.
It's
a Mary mullet. Mary mullet.
From my barber
Like
Ivy.
some angles, you wouldn't know that it's a mullet. That's how good of a mullet is. Then bam!
Yeah, flick it out.
Look at that shit.
It's legit.
Wow.
It's feathery.
Fucking
Keeping me mullety for like 5 years now.
the Joe Dirt and Tony show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Kind of
Sheer
whip it back
Ivy
in.
on IG. So if you need a mullet, that's your girl. She's awesome.
Wow. He's got a mullet specialist.
Mullet specialist. The only one that gets to touch it. All right. Thank you
Peace.
guys.
We're out.
Peace.